It is time to fire up the trade machine again, this time for Luis Robert. It has been reported that the White Sox would be more interested in trading Luis Robert this offseason rather than heading into the 2025 season with him on the roster and the potential for his value to decrease any more than it already has. So, we are going to fire up the trade machine. We have 8 trades in this one that the trade machine is going to spit out at us, and we are going to, in this one, treat it a little differently than we have in the recent trades. Every team, all 8 teams, are going to be putting forth their 10th ranked prospect in their farm system as ranked by Baseball America for the upcoming 2025 season. Then we are going to have 2 more pieces. So everyone's got to put 3 prospects, their number 10, a floater, somebody between that 11 and 24 range. And the reason why it is such a large scale is because, as we all know, the number 10 prospect for Team A is not the same as the number 10 prospect for Team Z. So we have got to account for that. So we'll have a number 10 prospect, a floater, and then a bottom of the list prospect. If you go to MLB.com, you look at that 25 to 30 range, we'll be picking somebody from that area as well. So those 3 prospects, we're going to work them into the trade machine, and at the end, we'll see who is able to get Luis Robert Jr. We're going to turn this into a little bit of a game this time. So, with Luis Robert Jr., what are you getting? You're getting $15 million you're paying $15 million for this year, but then you get these club options that if it doesn't go well with Robert, you can move on. But if it is going well, if he bounces back, that's actually not a bad situation. $20 million, and then there's another club option for $20 million after that. So a lot of team friendliness when it comes to the years that you're locked in here. Who are the teams? The 8 teams that we're going to execute trades or propose trades for are the Mets and the Braves, the Giants, the Reds, the Pirates, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and the Astros. These are teams that have a need in the outfield. It's kind of where we're going here. I don't have the Dodgers here. There was an article recently in the last couple of days that proposed a Gavin Lux for Luis Robert trade, but that doesn't work. Another element to this, it's all prospects. We're not trading players that have 1 or 2 or 3 years left of arbitration or team control, because that's not what the White Sox want. Trading Gavin Lux to the White Sox is a waste of time for the Chicago White Sox, because by the time they're ready to compete again, Gavin Lux is going to be a goner. So let's avoid as much nonsense as we can. These are the 8 teams that we'll be working trades for here in this video. Now, again, the rules, I highlighted it. You've got to have at the beginning, and I want to put this here for those of you that are moving around, 3 pieces. All 8 teams will have 3 pieces. The number 10 prospect, a floater, someone between 11 and 24 to balance the value, understanding that the number 10 prospect for me is different from you. And then we have a bottom of the list, 25 through 30 prospect. We are going to take all of these values. We will add them up at the end, and we will see who gets Luis Robert. Again, all prospects, no players that are deep into arbitration. Let's go. What is Luis Robert's value right now? $9.3 million is the low end, $11.6 is the middle, and $14 million is the high. We're not going for the high here. We're going to go for something in between that low to medium range. But we'll put 11.6 on the board, but just know that we're not going to get to 11.6 in any of these trades. It just doesn't feel like that's where his market is right now. Feels like we're going to be below that. All teams will at least get to $8 million in value headed back. So, the pieces. Let's dig into it. The Toronto Blue Jays. The Boston Red Sox, Houston Astros, Cincinnati Reds. We're going to have Wagner is the biggest piece coming from the Blue Jays. That is Will Wagner, who the Blue Jays acquired from Houston at this past trade deadline. We've also got David Sandlin. We've got Anderson Brito, Ricardo Cabrera. We move on to the other 4 teams in here. We've got Hunter Barco. We've got Jonah Tong, Garrett Bauman, and from the San Francisco Giants, his first name is escaping me. It is Rainer Arias. Those are our headline pieces, our top prospects, or at least top piece in the Blue Jays situation, because Wagner's value is higher than the number 10 prospect in the Jays organization. Let's put the trades on the board. Let's go. First up, Toronto Blue Jays have the honors to lead us off. Will Wagner is the piece that all Blue Jays fans know. He will be in this trade, and added to the deal, the 2 other pieces, the number 10 prospect by Baseball America, and that is Fernando Perez. He's a right-handed pitcher, 20 years old, signed out of Nicaragua in 2022. We're also going to have Angel Bastardo, the number 29 prospect in the Blue Jays organization. There they are, just so you can see. And let me also add this in. A lot of moving parts here. We are, for the number 10 prospect, we're using Baseball America for that because they have the 2025 rankings out for the top 10 for every team. Major League Baseball, MLB.com, is the only place where we can find a top 30 at this point that I'm going with anyway. So we're going to have the number 10 by Baseball America, and then the other 2 pieces are coming from MLB.com's pipeline. So number 18 is Will Wagner, and number 29 is Bastardo. Altogether, we're looking at the values headed to the White Sox. Wagner carries a value of 6. We've got the $2.1 million from Perez and the $2 million from Bastardo. Look, if you're a Blue Jays fan, you're signing up for this all day long. And that's part of this exercise, is to realize just how easy it is to get Luis Robert. Let's continue. We will go to the Boston Red Sox. Again, the Red Sox headlined by David Sandlin, the number or the 11th round pick in 2022. He will be paired up with Brooks Brannon, a catcher, the number 23 prospect, and Zach Penrod, a left-handed pitcher, the number 28 prospect in the Red Sox organization. The 3 of them carry values. You see $5.2 million for Sandlin. Brannon is at 1.9. Penrod is at 2.1. Red Sox coming in just over $9 million here in value. The Blue Jays, for those looking to keep score, just over $10 million in value. Let's keep going to the Houston Astros next. Again, Anderson Brito is going to be our top prospect, our top piece that is headed in this deal. A 20-year-old signed out of Venezuela in November of 2023. Along with Anderson Brito, we're going to be sending Shea Whitcomb, the number 15 prospect by MLB.com, and Trey Dombrowski, a pitcher, the number 29 prospect by MLB.com. Altogether, we see the values. Whitcomb actually has the highest value of $5 million. Brito's only carrying 2.3, which I gotta think we need to adjust that up, and maybe the trade values people will do that here soon. Feels like that needs to go up a little bit. Houston is at $8.6 million in value here. Let's go to the Reds. And now this is the team that has been sort of early on in Luis Robert trade talk, one of the more prominent teams, teams that have been actually linked to Luis Robert. I think it would be a great fit, honestly. You pair him with Francona. I think Francona gets Luis Robert moving in the right direction here. But Ricardo Cabrera, the number 10 prospect by Baseball America, 20-year-old, signed out of Venezuela 2 years ago, is our top piece. He will be accompanied by Peyton Stovall, the number 19 prospect, a second baseman, and Luke Hayden, the number 29 prospect, a pitcher, will go to the Chicago White Sox in this deal. Cabrera, with that 7.3, I do believe, if memory serves me right, is the highest valued piece of any of these trades that goes to the Chicago White Sox with a $7.3 million value. Good piece there. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates would have Hunter Barco, their number 10 prospect, second-round pick back in 2022. Along with him would be Jack Brannigan, a shortstop, third baseman, and Jaden Woods, a left-handed pitcher. You've got Barco, the number 10 by Baseball America. Brannigan is number 14 by MLB.com, and Jaden Woods is number 29. Unfortunately, Jaden Woods in baseball trade values does not have a value, so I gave him the lowest value I felt was really deserved for a top 30 prospect. Gave him a $500,000 value. That took Pittsburgh's total value to $9.6 million. The Pirates are done. The Mets are next, and Jonah Tong is going to be the primary piece here, 7th rounder back in 2022. Along with Tong, you'll have Jacob Reimer, a third baseman, and Jack Wenninger, a pitcher. We've got the number 19 prospect in the Mets organization by MLB, and Wenninger is the number 29 prospect heading to the Chicago White Sox. So a Tong, Reimer, and Wenninger. And now you'll notice, those of you really detail-oriented here, is that Jonah Tong is not a Baseball America number 10 prospect for 2025. Baseball America has Christian Scott as the number 10 prospect for the New York Mets heading into 2025, but Christian Scott is injured and out for the year. So I moved over to MLB Pipeline's top 10, and that's where we end up with Jonah Tong in this one. Values, $4.9 million in Tong, $2.5 in Reimer, and $1 million in Wenninger headed to the White Sox. A total of $8.4 million in value going to the White Sox. Again, we're going to add all these up and see who gets him, who has or who puts forth the highest value for Luis Robert. Let's keep going. We have a couple more teams. The Atlanta Braves are next. This would be a great fit for Atlanta to have him. Right now, you've got Brian De La Cruz, you've got Jared Kelenic. Let's just get straight to the point. Let's just go get a guy that we know is talented. He just needs to be coached up and get him going. Because we know Luis Robert's talent level is higher than Jared Kelenic. It is higher than Brian De La Cruz. And if you have him firing on all cylinders when Ronald Acuna comes back, you have a Robert, Acuna, and Harris outfield. That would be ridiculous. So let's get this done. Let's send him to Atlanta. Headed back to the White Sox is Garrett Bauman, the number 10 prospect by Baseball America, a pitcher, 4th rounder back in 2023. Along with him will be Lucas Braun, the number 21 prospect by MLB.com, and Hayden Harris, all pitchers going to the White Sox in this one. Braun, a right-hander, the number 21 prospect, and Harris, a left-hander, the number 27 prospect, heading to the White Sox, creating a 3-pack of pitchers. And there you see the value. Even though Bauman's got the number 10 prospect ranking by Baseball America, that obviously needs to be updated because he's only carrying a $2.8 million value. Braun has the higher value of $3.6 million. Let's move on to the San Francisco Giants, and then we will see who actually wins this thing. Again, first up, the top piece headed to the White Sox is an outfielder, the number 10 prospect, Rainer Arias, an 18-year-old signed out of the Dominican Republic back in 2023. He will be paired with Jonathan Level, a 2024 international signing out of Venezuela, the number 13 prospect by MLB.com, and Bo Davidson, an outfielder, the number 25 prospect by MLB.com. Again, if you're wondering why do I have Baseball America at MLB.com, if you missed that explanation earlier, is because Baseball America has a 2025 top 10 for every team, and I highly value what Baseball America has to say. After that, I rank MLB.com or MLB Pipeline as my second most trusted for prospect rankings, and they have not, Baseball America, MLB.com, they have not gone to a top 30 for the upcoming season yet, but MLB.com still has their top 30 for 2024. So that's where those MLB rankings are coming from. So that's the package for the Giants, carrying a $4.3 million in Arias, $2.5 in Level, and Davidson carries a $1.9. Now, we have all those trades in the machine. This one is operating again. We're doing it a little differently than the other ones. We're going to now add all the values, put them together, see who put forth the highest value to get Luis Robert. Let's begin. $8.2 million came from the Atlanta Braves, and that was the lowest value of the packages of our formula. Again, the number 10 prospect, a floater prospect, and a bottom of the list prospect, a 25 through 30. We got 8.2 in what I deemed would be a fair trade from Atlanta to the White Sox. We had $8.4 million in value from the New York Mets. We had $8.6 million from the Houston Astros. We had $8.7 million from the San Francisco Giants. These teams, their value, their trades come up short. Boston Red Sox had 9.2. We're down to 3 teams. The Pirates, the Jays, and the Reds. The Pirates come in with a $9.6 million value in their package, so it's down to the Reds and the Blue Jays for Luis Roberts. The runner-up will be the Toronto Blue Jays with a $10.1 million value, and the winner with a $10.2 million value with their trade package are the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds come through with their package that included Cabrera, Stovall, and Hayden. Ricardo Cabrera, I talked about it when we were looking at the Reds trade the first time, that this was the highest valued piece, and that really helps get the job done. That is sort of something that Cincinnati had to their advantage that nobody else had. Their number 10 prospect was, in terms of the trade values, the highest valued player of all the number 10 prospects of all the teams we looked at. So the Cincinnati Reds are your winner for Luis Roberts in this Trade Machine video. Comment down below. Where do you think Luis Robert is going? He's going somewhere, guys, and I think these 8 teams, now will it be these packages? Maybe we'll see a piece or 2 in there, but I do think we will see one of these 8 teams walk away with Luis Robert, be the winner of a trade sweepstakes that takes place at some point this offseason, and it could be the Reds. Could be. All right, guys, again, leave your comments down below. Make sure to hit that like on the way out as well, because we are all done. I do appreciate you guys spending time here with the channel. Making it all the way to the end does amazing things for the algorithm, as you all know by now. Again, thank you guys for coming in. And remember, as always, if it's low, let it go. And if it's high, let it fly. I'll catch you next time.